Oliver Anthony. So this guy right now completely took over YouTube, right? He wrote this just on the nose, can't say it any better song about the inherent and unbelievable frustration of my generation. The craziest thing about this song to me is how simple it is. And honestly, that, in my opinion, is why it works. It's not flair. It's not for attention. It's not for, hey, look at me in this song I wrote. This dude is pissed. And the only way he knows how to express his anger and his frustration is through his music. And he found a way to harness that. And I can tell you, it really speaks to I call them the silent majority. The grand majority of people in this world just want to live their lives happy and left alone. And that doesn't mean left alone as in isolated. Left alone is in stop telling me what to do. We're all here for a very small amount of time. And the time we have needs to be used solving real problems so that we can be happy. And this is the song of a frustrated, unhappy man. And one thing before I play it, because I'm not big on interrupting, but one thing I want to say before I play it, there was a follow-up interview. He's done a couple interviews and videos afterwards. And one thing that was really interesting about what he was saying, because a lot of people say, like, oh, he turned down an $8 million record deal. I was like, yeah, he probably did. When I saw that, I didn't think at all about the money. I thought about what place you got to be in where you feel you're not worth $8 million. Because when I listened to the interview that he said, where he said, you know, I'm not a good musician. All that's being humble. Yes. But at the core of his statement, he spoke to how he's not worth $8 million. And that this was just a song of a frustrated man. And how it doesn't have any value. And the only reason it's good is because it resonates with people.
This song is not something that it's not like it's some masterpiece I've created. It's the masterpiece and the emotions of the song, it already exists within you. Sometimes it just takes the right song coming along to let those out. But my question to you is, when Oliver Anthony's long gone and forgotten about, what can you do in your own life to maintain this energy, this positivity, this unity that I see among people like I've never seen before?
Do you hear the same words I'm hearing? You hear somebody who thinks that what he made is important? No. He thinks that the frustration of people is important. Look at how much emphasis he puts on the sadness and the struggles that people are having whenever he talks. That's why I think this song is done so well. And I really hope one day that Chris Anthony, I really hope one day you realize that there is extreme value to the words that you created. Your sentiment is what spoke to people. That sentiment is powerful, yes, but it was your sentiment that touched others. And you need to apply the correct amount of value to that sentiment, because you're right. Long after Oliver Anthony music is gone, that impact you had is still there. And it's important that you understand the value of that impact. And I hope with time he does. Because if you listen to his interviews, he's a man that needs to gain his self-worth, even though the world that he loves has died. So, and I think with that, it's important we just kind of take 3 minutes and 10 seconds and listen to this song, because it's a good song.
I've been selling my soul, working all day, overtime hours for bullshit pay, so I can sit out here and waste my life away, drag back home and drown my troubles away. It's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men, north of Richmond.
So I'm not going to do this a lot because, like I said, I don't talk over instructors and people who do that piss me off. But I want to fill in a couple gaps for our non-Americans here. So Richmond, Virginia is a place in our country. And north of Richmond, Virginia is where you could arguably say is where our kings are. Right? So above Richmond, Virginia is D.C., the District of Columbia, which just ironically enough isn't technically a state. So there's a different type of laws that apply. Weird. Kind of like a king. But ultimately, that's what he's referring to when the rich men north of Richmond, he's talking about the people with power, those who control the regular folk, as they like to look at us, or the constituents is a more polite way to say it. And ultimately, the biggest thing, man, that whenever I think of this song, I go back to the same line every single time. It is what it is. Oh, even thinking about it pisses me off. Living in the new world, like it's already been defined, like it's already been decided. Like there's people who already know what the new world is. There is no new world. There is our world, the current world. It's not where we're going and it's not where we've been. It's right here. We use the past for lessons and we hope for a good future. If you think there's this new world, you're part of the issue. These are not their rules for us to follow. This is a life form that we are all experiencing together, and we need to try to make it as healthy as humanly possible. And this is a guy who just doesn't feel like he has any impact on that new world, on the way that the world's going to be. It used to just be about living. How come we have to care about all this shit now?
I wish politicians would look out for minors, and not just minors on an island somewhere. Lord, we got folks in the street, ain't got nothing to eat, and the obese milking welfare. Well, God, if you're 5'3" and you're 300 pounds, taxes ought not to pay for your bags of fudge rounds. Young men are putting themselves 6 feet in the ground, 'cause all this damn country does is keep on kicking them down. Lord, it's a damn shame what the world's gotten to for people like me, people like you. Wish I could just wake up and it not be true, but it is. Oh, it is. Living in the new world with an whole soul. These rich men north of Richmond, Lord knows they all just wanna have total control. Wanna know what you think, wanna know what you do, and they don't think you know, but I know that you do. 'Cause your dollar ain't shit, and it's taxed to no end. 'Cause the rich men north of Richmond.
And just have to. I'm sorry, but I have to real quick. Man, that just this. I really like this song, and a big reason why I like this song so much is because of how much I agree with so many of the sentiments that he expresses. One of the most frustrating parts about being in middle generation right now, 30, 35, 40, between your 30s and 40s, is you're essentially on the cusp of your life as you know it being over, because you start to transition into adulthood with longer term goals and values that matter more to you, because you're shedding off the childhood mentalities and endeavors that you used to care about. Okay, when you have a wife, a home, and family that you need to care about, the future starts to carry a very different weight to it. because you realize now that your impact and ability to change the future is probably at its lowest. Because when you're at this age, now you're just, hey, grown up for young people, and then, hey, young person for old people. You're kind of in that middle. You're the middle child of generations. And it's the amount of like, the lack of power that we have right now. Like when he says, know what you think, know what you do, tell you if you're right or wrong. Like that is right now. That used to be a science fiction movie. That used to be Minority Report, used to be scary. But now it's almost as if we have just given all of our power to our parents above us. Right? Here's my vaccination passport to prove I've been a good boy. Oh, you're right. I shouldn't drink soda if I live in New York. You're right. Oh, I shouldn't have trans fats if I live in California. Oh, no, I can't go into the woods without a permit because I'll die. We essentially, if we want to build a shed to have a baby, we have to ask permission as an adult. We have lost what it means to be free. We have lost what it means to be American. And only temporary. And I think songs like this show that the spirit has not died. This song took off for the number one reason that the spirit of this song still exists. This was the dinner bell of the hungry. And people are fucking hungry right now for justice. Justice of life, justice of love, and justice for freedom. It's got to come back. And this is how that shit changes. You take the inspiration of Oliver Anthony and you apply it to your real life. Don't let something like this affect you the way that it does, and then you ultimately do nothing with it. It's important. He says this is a fluke. And I say it's on purpose as hell.
I've been selling my soul, working all day,
Puppy.
overtime hours for bullshit pay.
And then, I mean, you know what else is pretty crazy, in my opinion? There's an unbelievable degree of having to accept how shitty everything is at the end of that song. It's not a happy ending. You know? He essentially just made a statement of shit. The world's fucked. Don't ever feel like you're alone. Because I can almost guarantee you you're not. There's people out there that understand. And you need to never forget that. This video has 40 million views in 2 weeks. You're not alone. And Oliver Anthony just showed us that.